Funding for Pierre Franey's Cuisine Rapide is made possible by Caroline Importers Limited, Teaneck, New Jersey.
Today, Stars and Stripes Cooking.
Welcome to Cuisine Rapide. I'm Pierre Franey. Today I'm going to cook American cuisine. My first recipe is going to be a Manhattan clam chowder that my wife showed me how to do it. To do it, we need 24 cherry stone clams, which I'm going to open later on. From then, I'm going to reserve the clam juice, about 3 cups. And we're going to need 6 strips of bacon, which I'm going to dice. 1/2 cup of chopped onions, dice. 1 cup of chopped green pepper. 1/2 cup of chopped carrots. 1 cup of celery, dice again. And 1 pound of potatoes, peeled and cubed, which they're going to be about 1/4 of an inch cube. 3 cups of crushed imported tomatoes. You could use domestic tomatoes. And 1 bay leaf, 4 sprigs of fresh thyme. You could use dry thyme if you want to. And 1/2 cup of chopped parsley to finish it. Now I'm going to begin by open the clams. So I got 24 cherry stone clams here. The reason I'm using those cherry stone clams because this chowder is going to be cooked very fast. So, but you could use, if you have surf clams or coax clams, they're much larger, but it takes much longer to cook. So you could use those too. So my first thing, I'm going to open the clams for you. I'm going to show you how to do it. You need a clam knife, like this. This is a clam knife. Some people, they make a mistake with oyster knife. The oyster knife is different, it's thicker, the blade is much thicker. So, we open the clams like this way here, like this. You pry it open with the handle, you cut around it. Okay. And we just remove it from the shell. Now, I'm not going to open 24 for you, but I could if you want to, but I'll do that some other time. What I have here, I have the bacon that I told you that was chopped up. I'm going to show you some. And what I did here, I cooked it a little bit, I ran out of fat. And to this, I'm going to add 2 cups of onions, 1 cup green pepper, which have been diced. Now I'm going to put the celery. And 1.5 cups of carrots. I'm going to add the tomatoes, 2 cups of tomato, crushed tomatoes. I got to make some room here. There's that. The potatoes. The clams, which I got 2 cups. Right here. Fresh thyme. If you don't want to use fresh thyme, you could use dry thyme, about 1 teaspoon. 1 bay leaf, again a good one, to give the flavor. I got 3 cups of clam juice right here. And we're going to add 3 cups of water. So the water, it goes very well with it. So we're going to stir that. We're going to bring that to a boil. Okay? So now this is going to cook. Now I'm going to show you to do another kind of clam chowder. This is a New England clam chowder. I want to tell you a little bit about the New England clam chowder. Many years ago, I worked for the Howard Johnson Company. And Mr. Howard Johnson Sr., the poor man is gone a long time ago, showed me how to do this clam chowder. I was introduced to it by him. And it's a little different, but basically it's the same idea. What I have here, I'm using a different fat. It's salt pork, which is not it's cured, but not smoked. So what I do is chop very fine, and this is what a salt pork look like. This is what they're using in New England now. In the old days, now I understand they don't want to use the salt pork because cholesterol. Boo, boo, boo. I use 2 tablespoons, big deal. This gives a very good flavor, you know. Okay, so I got the salt pork in here, 2 tablespoons. Well, it's not much. To this, I'm going to add a cup and a half of onions, chopped onions. Basically, I'm doing the same thing. Then I'm going to add some celery, cup of celery. I'm going to add 6 tablespoons of flour to this here. I'm using, again, 1 dry flour. 1 dry flour, it blends very well with it, and it's easy to mix, okay? To this, I'm going to add 3 cups of clam juice, 3 cups of water, we're going to bring that to a boil, okay? It's going to thicken a little bit. We have to mix it well, but you don't have to use a wire whisk because this flour, that's what I'm talking about, you know, the reason, it blends very well. So, but I'm using a wire whisk because I'm used to it, and it goes faster. To this, I'm going to add 3 cups of potatoes, 3 cups now, but not 2 cups, 3 cups. And the dice, about 3/8 of an inch, 2 cups of the reserve clams, chopped clams, 2 bay leaves, little bit of salt, again, not too much, not too much. We bring this to a boil, and we simmer this for about 25 minutes. Okay. I'm going to move this over here like this. Now, I want to go back to this one here. This simmer about 20 to 25 minutes too. So what I have here, I'm going to put that over here. Okay. I have one which has been done, cooked for 25 minutes. This is the Manhattan chowder, this one, okay? It's boiling. And look at that. See? Beautiful. You got the vegetables all blended together. So that's finished. Now I want to show you what a New England clam chowder look like. This mixture has been cooking for about 25 minutes. You could see. We want the potatoes to all together. This is why you got to use good potatoes. Of course, the Manhattan chowder, I had to use Long Island potatoes, but Idaho potatoes would go well, roasted potatoes. And here I have Maine potatoes. But you see, they have to stay firm, okay? Now, I have to finish this. Now, there's many ways to finish it. The true way to finish the real New England angler, the real people from New England, they use heavy cream. I'm going to compromise. I'm going to put 1 cup on it. I should cook regularly. I should put 3 cups in here, okay? Heavy cream. I'm going to add 2 cups of milk. All right, 2 cups of milk. A little bit of butter. I would say for this, about 2 tablespoons of butter, but I'm going to put only 1, okay, to finish it. And a little bit of paprika. I'm going to show you what 2 servings look like. Ah, man. Okay, I need 2, 1 for each. First, this is the Manhattan chowder. Look at that. I don't know. Very nice. A little more liquid, but not too much. Okay. Now, in New England, this is what we eat at home in the winter. And on the summer, then I go dig my own clams, which I do. I go at low tide in the morning. And I want to put a little piece of butter here. Not much, just a tiny bit, you know, like this. And a little bit paprika, like this. And this is my American cuisine, two beautiful soup that everybody, I'm sure, they're gonna love.
Manhattan and New England clam chowders. Next up, behind the scenes. This time, the Coach House. Tucked among the handsome row houses in New York's Greenwich Village is a former carriage house that is one of the city's dining-in landmarks. Under its owner, Leon Leonides, the Coach House has been a bastion of traditional American cooking and a favorite haunt of the late James Beard. The food, like the room itself, has not changed over the years. You still find such classics as black bean soup, chicken pot pie, crab cakes, and an unsurpassed pecan pie. And that's what its devoted followers love about it. And now we join Pierre and Leon Leonides.
You know, Leon, 42 years ago, you opened the first American restaurant, real American restaurant in New York City.
Right.
And all over those years, you have a lot of dishes, they have been a signature. And one of them, it's the black bean soup.
Beans.
Tell me all about it.
I went out to find out exactly what a black bean soup should be like.
So how you do it?
Yeah, well, it's a lot of work, actually.
Well, I'm sure, but...
Yeah, well, the beans, of course, they clean quite well. And they go in water, and then they go in the refrigeration overnight.
Overnight?
Overnight.
So you strain them?
And then we strain them in the morning to put it in the where the stock stands.
The stock you made with bones and vegetables.
There are bones. There are
it's
bones.
Like a standard stock, you know, with a lot of bones.
Yes, it's true.
And let's see what you got here. Oh, you got some ham hock in here, too.
Ham hocks, yes.
That's what gives the flavor, I guess,
Yes,
huh?
ham hocks and various other bones.
So what do you do with that meat there when it's done?
I eat it.
Oh, yeah, good. So you cook this
It's very good, man.
How long do you cook this?
This cooks overnight.
Overnight?
It's about 10 hours, 11 hours, sometimes 12 hours.
So the next day or the same day you strain it?
You strain it. This is strained, and all the spices are in there and ready to eat.
Leon, you got a winner again.
Okay,
I love it.
I'll take the star.
Thank you very much.
Cooking as American as pecan pie from the Coach House. Now back to Pierre in the kitchen.
I'm still doing American cuisine, and my next recipe is going to be Georges Pierre crab cake. Georges Pierre owns a restaurant in Philadelphia called Le Bec Fin, and he's been there for many, many years, and he did his own version of crab cake. And this one is going to be a little different than the one that most people know. So to do this recipe, we need 1 pound of long crab meat, which I have right here. This is Marion crab meat, beautiful, nice lump like this. And this is very expensive. If you want to use a different kind of crab meat, you know, less expensive, make sure to remove the shell. Sometimes when they pick the shell, they leave some, okay? Now, we're going to need 3/4 pound of shrimps, which are on shell, which I'm going to show you how to shell them. 1 whole egg is going to be for the binding. Some 3/4 cup of heavy cream, and 1/2 cup of chopped scallion. I'm going to use only the green part of it. Then I'm going to add to this 1 tablespoon of Dijon-style mustard, 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce to give some taste, and 1/4 teaspoon of Tabasco. You could put as much as you want. It's going to give a very good kick to it. Now, I'm going to make a parsley butter sauce, and to do it, we need 3 tablespoons of chopped shallots, 4 tablespoons of sherry wine vinegar. This wine vinegar is got a sweet taste. If you don't want to use that, you could use any kind of vinegar. But this one is more expensive. It's aged vinegar. Then we're going to put half a cup of fish broth. If you don't have fish broth, you could use bottled clam juice. And to finish the sauce, I'm going to use half a cup of heavy cream. This is not really low calorie today. 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm always using sweet butter. 1 tablespoon of coarse mustard. This is the Mo type. A 1/4 cup of chopped parsley. And I'm going to finish this with American salmon caviar. And to begin, I'm going to make the base for the crab cake. Now, I'm going to take food processor, which I have right here, and we're going to make this sauce, this base. We're going to make this base with this food processor. So the first thing we do, we put the shrimp right in there. 1 whole egg. 1 whole egg. Make sure don't put any shell. Sometimes I do. I forgot. Salt and pepper to taste. Not much salt because the shrimp they're kind of salty. And we're gonna bind this together with this food processor. We turn it for a few seconds. Now we have to scrape the side of the bowl to make sure everything is bind together, you see, because the eggs got to be mixed, you see. So we want to be sure that the eggs, the eggs going to bind this thing. Okay. This is a terrific gadget, I tell you. In my younger days, when we used to make a mousse, we used to do that with a sieve. You had to push it through with a sieve. A lot of work, a lot of labor. Now, in a few seconds we do that. Now, let's see, fine. We're gonna add the cream very slowly like this. Want to make sure we're gonna stop it. We're gonna scrape again to make sure it's combined together very well. Blend it. And you could pulse it too like this. You could do that too if you want at the end. But I'll go for speed. This is Cuisine Rapide, so boom. Full speed ahead. That's it. It has to be very, very smooth. Show you. Look at that. It's got to stay together. Okay. Now, we are going to remove this mixture right in here. You know, the other thing you could do with this, you could put that in a mold, you know, and you could bake it in the oven. And it'd be a shrimp mousse. You know, this is the way you create recipe. This is a base. You could do anything with this. You could add anything you want, and you make a very good base. We will scrape everything out of this. No problem. So, okay, this is done. Now, we're going to add the crab meat to this. I got 1 pound of long crab meat, beautiful. Maryland product. It has to be beautiful. I love crab meat, you know. Now, 1 tablespoon of mustard. Dijon mustard. Teaspoon, don't need. Teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. That's about a teaspoon. A little more drop, don't matter. Tabasco, you put as much as you want. 2 drops. Now, we're going to put the green of the, about half a cup we have to put here. I'm going to chop some, very fine. Okay, about one half cup here. So we're going to bind this very carefully. We don't want to break the lumps. See, bind. We got to be sure. See the nice lumps we got in here? You have to handle this with care. Okay, now, this is gonna make about 10 cake. I got 8 made already here. So what I did here, I just took a cookie sheet or something and I spread it with, just rub it with oil. And I have a very good gadget here. It's an ice cream scoop. You could use any kind of ice cream scoop if you want. You just, you know, take some out like this. Put it right in top here. So I'm gonna make 2 only. Just shape it a little bit like this. Okay. We don't want them to be too flat, you know, because they're gonna, when I cook them, I make them a little larger. So now I'm gonna finish my sauce. Now I'm gonna start my sauce. Now I have to make a reduction here. I have the shallots here, 3 tablespoons of shallots, 2 tablespoons of sherry wine vinegar. I'm going to put 4 tablespoons. You can put 2 if you want, but we want 4 on this recipe. 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to add half a cup of fish broth. If you want, you could use wine if you want to. White wine is very good. Okay, now this is going to reduce, and I'm going to start to cook the crab cake. Okay, just lift it up. I put about 4 or 5 here. It's just right. 3. Make sure when you're done with this, if you could do this ahead of time, make sure to put them in the refrigerator because it's got to stay firm. I'm going to cook 5. All right. Now when you cook this, you have to stay on top of it, you know? We have to stay with this. Move them around because they're setting now. We want to be the color just right. Okay, that's the way it should be. This one. Let's look at that one here. Good. Good. Very good. See? That's the way they're gonna look. How are we doing here? We're gonna reduce this a little more. You got to reduce this by half. Now, this is done. See? Just right. Bounce back. Okay, good. Okay, Doc. Now, see the reduction is almost done. We're going to add the cream to this. 3 tablespoons of butter. like I said before, this is no calorie, but I tell you, once in a while, there's nothing wrong with it, you know? You don't have to do that every day, yeah? 2, 3. I'm gonna add some mustard, coarse mustard, tablespoon. I'm gonna finish that with a whisk, combine it with a whisk. You know, I wanna show you how you hold a whisk. When you work with a whisk, you have to hold it like if you were holding a pen, like this, not like this. You know, I see some of those people, they go like this. No good. This is the way. This is a very nice touch. All right. Okay, now a little bit of caviar I'm gonna put in that sauce. You could put as much as you want. You could use the good stuff too. You know, this is not bad, but the black, you know, the regular sturgeon caviar is nice. Okay. Little bit of parsley, like I said before. Not much. We have to stir that very gently. We don't want to break the eggs. Okay. I want to show you what a serving looks like. A little bit of sauce. We don't want too much sauce. Very little. Okay. We're going to put 2 crab cakes right here. Anyone, they're all perfect. So, that's my Georges Perrier crab cake. His own style with a French touch to it. And it was good to be with you today. I hope to see you very soon in Cuisine Rapide. Goodbye.
Georges Perrier's crab cakes, another half French, half American recipe from Pierre Franey's Cuisine Rapide.
Join us tonight at 8 for another evening of the Channel 9 Classic Film Series. First at 8, it's the sensational 1933 musical 42nd Street. Then at 9:30, Eddie Cantor, Betty Davis, Humphrey Bogart, and Errol Flynn lead an all-star cast in the 1943 Hollywood musical Thank Your Lucky Stars. Don't miss the Channel 9 Classic Film Series starting at 8 tonight on KQED Channel 9.
Funding for Pierre Franey's Cuisine Rapide is made possible by Carillon Importers Limited, Teaneck, New Jersey.
This is PBS.
Pierre's quick and easy recipes from today's show, plus more than 250 others, are contained in this companion cookbook. 65 step-by-step line drawings guide you through Pierre's classic technique. To order this 384-page hardcover book, call 1-800-635-COOK. The cost is $22.50 plus $2 shipping and handling. Credit cards are accepted, or send your check to P.O. Box 37142, Omaha, Nebraska 68137.
Celebrate a decade of delights at KQED's 10th Annual Ice Cream Social and Dessert Tasting, Saturday, September 28th at the San Francisco Concourse. From 1 to 5 p.m., it's the perfect recipe for family fun with cones, clowns, and confections. Tickets are just $14 for adults and $7 for kids 10 and under. KQED members save 15%. So join the party. Call 415-553-2200. Sponsored by C&H Sugar.
How do you get to be on the season premiere of great performances? Practice. Lots of practice.
I know Michael would work on one step for